going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Monday, back on the grind. I know, I took the day off yesterday. I had some stuff that I had to do, and sometimes it's just so difficult to find time. So I figured you guys were good on a Sunday, right? But it is Monday, and hey, today is a special day because at the end of this video, we are giving away the Ledger Nano S to a lucky winner from one of the videos of last week, as you guys know. And if you don't win, it's fine. We're gonna do it again. And we're gonna do it again. Okay, we're just going to keep doing it. So all you got to do is just, drop a comment below, hopefully something about the video. You don't want to spam the comments. But that being said, having a look, I do have a very good video for you guys today, and you're definitely going to want to stick around. I have a really interesting chart, very, very strange coincidence. Let's just say that, okay? So we are seeing a little bit of red today, but ultimately Bitcoin has been relatively stable for the past 6 days almost, just kind of been bouncing around in the same region. So you're seeing a lot of people, Bitcoin, is this Tether? Right? So, but you guys know how that goes. Could put the video out and everything could just crash. But currently, let's give it a quick refresh live. We're sitting at a $132.6 billion market cap. Bitcoin's only gone up 0.1% since yesterday. So I'm not really seeing that rush out of the altcoins into Bitcoin. So I'm not really concerned about that right now. If we look at this, Bitcoin's at $3,898. Absolutely refuses to break that 4K mark. Ethereum 133, XRP 31 cents. And if we look at the biggest gainers on the front, we have Loom Network up 14%, Project Pi, Status, Maximine Coin, Ravine, Cubitica, GX, KuCoin, Stellar, and Wanchain as well. Now, having a look at our good old buddy Bitcoin, we are just starting to get so many key levels of resistance and support here. As you can see, we actually fell down below this sort of line that we were creating. Not really too worried about it. We sort of have this upward trend. It only has 2 points of contact, so we're waiting for the third. But as you can see, we've still been holding strong above the 3,756 level. The next one to break is obviously this 3,952. We had difficulty breaking this back here at the end of February, and obviously we barely stayed above this key level for, just a day or two, and then we came right back down, right? So we really want to get above that $4,140 level. Now here is the chart I want to point out. This has been floating around Twitter, and they're talking about this ridiculous similar pattern that we saw just before 2015 kind of kicked off the bull run, and now we're seeing something very similar in 2019. Now, before we get into this, please take this with a grain of salt. This is just speculation, but it is interesting to entertain the fact nevertheless. Now, as we can see right here, this is basically the chart, okay, but we're just looking at it now on TradingView, and this is back you have January 13th of 2015, and you could see we had this dip, and then we kind of pumped, and then we never hit that lower low again. In fact, we kept hitting higher lows, and then we had one final dip here, and then that was it, right? Now, let me show you the difference and put this on top of where we are right now. So can you guys kind of see the difference if I do this really quick? Okay, do you see? It's not exactly the same. I don't have the exact measurement time exactly, but obviously this is a really great depiction of it. So the question is, if we were to follow this and have this final dip here, on this chart, that would basically say we would fall somewhere down to, I don't know, pick a number, 3,200 or 90, but they're saying that we probably won't fall below the 3,100 again, assuming that we have bottomed, right? And in that case, well, what did we do? Well, we had that dip, right? And then this, and the rest is pretty much history, guys. So, are we going to follow that again? We don't know. But the one thing that we do know is that if we actually just zoom way out and see what's going on here, we do know that we had this line that's been descending. This is the trend, right? The trend is your friend until the end. That's what they say. So when we got to the end of this wedge where we just coiled, well, we dumped. Now we're getting closer to the next one as well. The question is, what will we do? Will we have that dump, or will we go all the way back and see something similar like what we saw back here? So that's kind of like the crazy news of the day. I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was really interesting to look at. And it could just be nothing. It could be a coincidence, or it could really be something we should be paying attention to. And I wanted to bring that to your attention. So, if we are to break out of that, we could see Bitcoin potentially going all the way up to $5,300. Maybe not instantly, but It could. So just keep your eyes on that, okay? Yes, it could fall as well, but I'm trying to be optimistic here, okay? Also, this guy who usually is quite pessimistic, financial survivalism, he mentions total market cap has the most buying volume since the last week of 2017. Don't think we have ever seen 4 straight weekly bars with that much buying volume. Tells me we're in for a strong bounce and that there will be immense selling pressure if we break down support. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole hyperwave theory today. We get into that all the time. I just wanted to bring this up today, and that was sort of the positives moving forward. Now, off the topic of Bitcoin, somebody pointed it out. Hey, what's going on with Venezuela? Volume dropped almost to 20% of what it was, meaning it fell 80%, right? We're only seeing about 20%. Well, actually, what happened was this really has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Apparently, they have just recently experienced a major power blackout. Now, some people are saying this is, it could be a, cyber crime or something like that, right? Well, I'm not too sure about, or cyber attack, right? I don't know the what happened specifically. Some people were saying something hydro related, but anyway, they don't have power right now. So that explains why not a lot of people are buying Bitcoin, which is a concern. A lot of people do ask this question, what happens if the internet goes down? What's going to happen to Bitcoin? Well, on the bright side, we do know that we have things like Gotenna, and we've also seen people able to send Bitcoin transactions over radio. So I think we're okay. But at the same time, if we have like a global worldwide shutdown of the internet and power, I don't think that Bitcoin's going to be your biggest concern. I think you might want to worry more about survival and stuff like that. So, I don't really feed into that too much. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is take for example what Dan Hedl says, right? He says, I'm more bullish than ever. Bitcoin market cap is smaller than Starbucks. Less than 0.1% of the world owns Bitcoin. 441 days until the halving. Bitcoin ETF coming by late 2020. I'm not sure where he got that from. Record government debt, institutional plumbing is being built. So moving forward, having a look at this, well, what about these guys that are holding the cryptos? What about these custodial solutions? What about guys like Bakkt and Fidelity, right? A lot of people say, oh, that's not good for the space, right? Well, I don't know. As you can see right here, the value of anything is constantly in a push and pull battle between supply and demand. It's pretty simple economics, right? If an item is scarce, right, and it has enough high demand, well, then it has a better perceived value when the price goes up, and vice versa, right? And, for example, this is how you get these guys on eBay that are basically selling premiums on expensive iPhones and stuff like that, right? Selling them $1,000 on the day of launch because, they waited in line, they got it before you, and some people can't get their hands on it, right? So that's how they do it. You guys, even back when, remember Flappy Bird, when they deleted the app, people were selling phones with Flappy Bird on it for $1,000, $2,000, right? Because it was the demand. People wanted to play it and there was no game. I know, silly analogy, but think about how this applies to things like currency, or Bitcoin, right? So obviously the bear market is happening because there's not been a demand for Bitcoin. Clearly, that's why people are paying lower prices. They're not seeing it valued as 20K, right? So while this is increasing, you're seeing these guys hoard up. As you can see right here, it says at least 16.6% of Bitcoin is held in intermediaries. And with all the institutions, banks, and apps that are coming, that number will only go up. So if the number is only going to grow when we have guys like Bakkt and Fidelity coming into this, what does that mean for, retail and everything else? Well, they're saying that it could potentially decrease that supply. Plus, I want to talk about the fact that the halvening is coming a year from May. And we know that if you look at the past 1 year leading up to the halvening, we always tend to see a little bit of the end of the bottom or even a minor rally, right? So the fact that we're going to have less Bitcoin in production and we're also going to have these custodial solutions holding it. Don't forget, Bakkt is physically settled. We're not talking futures contracts here. We're not talking what the CME group is doing, right? So given the simple dynamics behind supply and demand, as these organizations gobble up Bitcoin's supply and the demand rises, well, we can only assume based on economics that an increase in price should happen. This is why many in the community are looking for the launch of these things as well. And some are saying that this could potentially be the catalyst, okay? We'll have to see moving forward on that. Now, one thing I also wanted to mention is the increase of blockchain interest as well. For example, okay, we're all rooting for a Bitcoin ETF, right? Well, it says while most in the cryptocurrency community are looking for a Bitcoin ETF, we actually have independent management company Invesco, which has over $800 billion in assets under management, has announced the launch of the world's biggest blockchain-focused ETF. So it's not a Bitcoin ETF, it's a blockchain ETF, but it's still significant. The head of ETF equity product management of Invesco, Chris Meller, reportedly stated that the potential for blockchain to boost earnings was not reflected in the share prices of companies like Rio Tinto, for the mining company that owns hydroelectric assets that could be harnessed for cryptocurrency mining. The ETF will initially invest in a portfolio of 48 companies based on proprietary scoring system developed by Elwood Management. Now, if we come over here, they cite Apple chip manufacturer, Intel graphics processing unit manufacturer, Advanced Micro Devices, mining hardware manufacturer, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, and United States Exchange supporting Bitcoin Futures CME Group as examples of companies included in the ETF. Financial Times also points out that the blockchain is not synonymous with decentralized currencies, mentioning the JP Morgan coin. Now, if that's not enough good news to get you guys excited, how about Switzerland's primary stock exchange, SIX, is now looking to potentially list another ETP, which is going to track XRP. They're going to call this one AXRP, and they said we can comfortably say that we expect to release the world's first XRP ETP within the next 2 months. And if that's not enough to get you excited, they also said that they're looking to include other assets as well, including Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Stellar Lumens, and EOS. And not to mention the fact that Stellar Lumens has also been having a great week because of the news that came out of IBM and them. So much good news. I can't imagine why the price would continue to go any lower unless it's just straight up market manipulation or, going all the way back to our chart, like not this one, going back to our chart like we had, wait, where is it? Yeah, I think I lost it. Yeah, right here, right? They might be doing there may be like one more final sort of price suppression, before moving forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bitcoin take one more massive dip. Just being real here, which is great because, if you've got some cash on the side, that would be an excellent time to, scoop up that cheap Bitcoin. And not to mention the fact that, you're seeing, for example, with JP Morgan and all this stuff, you're seeing Chase and, they're blacklisting cryptocurrency startups and denying them to open checking accounts. So first you got Jamie Dimon calling Bitcoin a fraud, right? So I don't know. This is crazy just to see this stuff. Then they create their own coin. And, according to Sam Bankman, CEO of Alman Research, he says it's not illegal for big banks to bank the crypto industry, but it's a massive compliance headache that they don't want to put these resources into to solve. However, I know you guys have probably seen this video. I'm sure you've seen it. But for those of you that have not, or if you're new to the channel, I want to just bring us back, go down memory lane to a time when Jamie Dimon was not only saying Bitcoin was a fraud, but he was also telling his people that if anyone was caught buying it, they would be fired while they were accumulating in the back. I'm just going to play this small clip from this video. If you guys haven't already seen it, I'll drop it below. But just check this out. Friendly reminder of what these guys do.
This has really been extremely egregious. So on September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says it fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, so unethical.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen this. If you haven't, just remember to really take what these guys say with not even a grain of salt, with basically nothing, because you don't know what their motives are. This is garbage. This is a fraud. Hey, check out my JPM coin. Like, come on, man. So anyway, moving on, let's talk about what people have been so excited for, which has been the Samsung Galaxy S, okay? Engine coin skyrocketing, Kyber network skyrocketing, other coins as well. Now, Let's talk about it. So it looks like South Korea's popular mainstream media outlet Donga reported that as a part of Samsung's plan to expand its user base globally, Samsung Pay is most likely to integrate cryptocurrencies. Can you imagine this? So Shindonga published another report titled Crypto Flying Away with Samsung Pay on its back, right? Showing how cryptocurrency integration will help Samsung Pay. The publication notes that with this integration, Samsung Pay will strengthen its position as a fintech platform. They said, at this phase of development, if a cryptocurrency wallet is added to Samsung Pay, the application will be strengthened as a complete fintech platform. Currently, the Samsung blockchain wallet is said to be supporting Ethereum, but more cryptocurrencies are expected in the near term. This is massive. Integrating cryptocurrencies directly into Samsung Pay. Do you even know what that would do? Do you even know how easy that would make it for people? Also, while we're still on the topic, I do want to talk about how they had some of these come out right here. As you can see, pretty much any pictures of any coins that show up instantly pump. For example, you obviously had Cosmos coin here, and if we look at this. Well, they're down now. But, I mean, clearly you could see they had a very good, very good run recently. So speculation is running rampant, right? So getting back to this anyway, according to the report, Samsung blockchain wallet is currently compatible with only Ethereum, which is strange. Hopefully they add Bitcoin. But anyway, like I said, they're also looking to support this as well as Engine, Beauty, Community, Cosme, crypto collectibles platform CryptoKitties, and merchant payments service CoinDuck as well. So pretty incredible, guys. Now, just kind of a friendly letting you guys know, if you guys are using Binance and you have your coins on Binance, apparently they're going to be Seifu, right? But I'm not a fan of, I don't particularly like to keep my coins on exchanges, especially during maintenance. So they are doing some maintenance tomorrow, which is March 12th at 2 a.m. UTC. They say they're going to suspend deposits, withdrawals, as well as any trading. Those deposits which have been completed before the start of the upgrade will be processed once it's completed. Additionally, the exchange asked users to allow some time. Now they're saying that it's going to take 8 hours. I've noticed that Binance tends to tell you it's going to be longer than it is. I think that they kind of under promise and over deliver all the time. That's their kind of strategy. So I don't think it's going to be down for 8 hours because every time they say it's going to be down for 8 or 4, it's usually up in 2 or 3. But who knows? Could be different this time. But the thing is they have mentioned that scheduled maintenance of major crypto exchanges is excellent opportunities for Bitcoin price manipulation by whales, okay? So just keep that in mind. Traders, they don't want to stay out of control and find their positions being forced, being liquidated and stuff. So yeah, just be careful with that, okay? Now, also talking about, and the only reason I'm bringing this story up is because somebody in the comments literally the other day said OneCoin is not a scam. I don't remember who it was, and I'm not bashing on you. Worse than BitConnect, leader of billion-dollar cryptocurrency pyramid scam, OneCoin arrested. It's a scam, bro. Sorry to break your heart. It's a scam. So I'm not going to go into that, but it's a scam, okay? And also, I should have put this earlier, but, we have Crypto Mom, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, excuse me on that one, my bad. She's argued in favor of self-regulation for cryptocurrency markets when possible. Now you have Gary Gensler, right? Now he also came out and had some stuff to say at the MIT Bitcoin Expo. So he was talking about more robust and unified national level security regulatory framework would be desirable. In his opinion, this would encompass not only trading platforms that offer security tokens or complex investment instruments, but also those that list commodities such as Bitcoin, to which Hester Peirce replied, one really important thing to remember is that people regulate each other in their interactions with one another, and that's what the whole purpose of the Bitcoin idea is, that it would be a community that would be able to regulate itself, or, just continually to fork the coin. Just kidding. Anyway, as problems arise, people in that community are thinking about how to deal with these problems. One model would be to have a government regulator, but I don't think that's the only model. So once again, she is supporting self-regulation. And also another thing from Venezuela, you have the adoption of cryptocurrencies in Venezuela, first due to hyperinflation and later due to dollarization, could come to play in a role in the country's economic rebuilding. Now, this is according to Venezuela's most outspoken economist on the subject, Professor Aaron Almos, okay? And basically, in his interview that he had, he says that the challenges of the present economic situation where a devalued bolivar is used as an official currency, despite alternatives, in his opinion, this situation, a consequence of decades of poor economic administration, has led to a crisis where the use of cryptocurrencies has been accelerating as the bolivar's decline in value sharpens. He says, we are in a complicated situation because good money, dollars or cryptocurrency, is available, but it is scarce because people tend to keep it and not spend it, right? A lot of people hodl their Bitcoin. We're not spending it, right? On the other hand, our bad money, the bolivar, is the only one used by law. So that's just something to mention as well. And so we usually have a lot of good news with adoption ending it, with Colorado and Wyoming and not really too much from New York. But now we have Texas, and it looks like they want to ban anonymous crypto. So the question is, as the article asks, is this a blow to Bitcoin as well? Well, Bitcoin's not anonymous, so no. But let's dive into this. So you have Texas Republican Representative Phil Stevenson has introduced a bill draft that would require Texans to identify themselves before they use assets like Bitcoin. His bill recognizes that blockchain technology as a tool that enables users to create financial aliases, or it allows them to create financial aliases. So, no one really knows who you are, kind of. I mean, like if you go through something like Coinbase, we know, but anyone can set up a wallet, right? Like literally anyone. So anyway, he says to stop that from happening, he proposes that Texas educate its law enforcement agencies on digital currencies and promote the use of verified identical digital currencies. So here it is right here. If you want to have a look at that. And actually, I have it right here too. If you guys want, I'll drop that below. But basically, if enforced, HB 4371 would make a digital currency transaction illegal if the involved sender and receiver are, not known to each other or whatever. But I don't know, guys. Personally, I don't see how they're going to enforce this. It's like how? I mean, anyone can you could go right now and generate a public key, right? And just make your own wallet address. So it seems like it's going to be really, really difficult to enforce this. If you live in Texas, let me know if you've heard about this and what are your opinions on this. I think it's going to be very, very difficult to enforce moving forward. But on the bright side, guys, Bumblebee, a popular US-based seafood company, you might be familiar with their tuna fish, is using the blockchain technology to track the origins and quality of their products. The company implemented the technology to its fair trade tuna to allow consumers to trace the origins of the product they are building. So that's some good news moving forward, and that is it for today, guys. So we are going to give away this Ledger Nano S to one lucky person. So we had 8 videos last week, actually, because we had this interview video. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to start from the oldest to the newest. So I have this Google random number generator here, 1 through 8. So we're going to generate a random number, 5. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this strange statistic might signal the end of Bitcoin. Oop. Turn that down. Copy. And now we go over to the random generator. Here we go, guys. 298 comments. All right, let's go. Drum roll, please. Started learning about Bitcoin in 2011 on Kaiser Report. Bought my first very small stake in Bitcoin in 2015. So Eric Brooks, you are the winner. You have 24 hours, or at least until I put out my next video, to claim the Ledger Nano S. All you got to do is go over to the About section, send me an email. We will verify that you are who you say you are, and that is it. And if you didn't win today, guys, it's fine. We're going to be giving away every single week. So that being said, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. Happy Monday to everybody. I know it's a little bit of a tough day right now in the markets, but let's be real. It's been a tough year. I don't think we're shaken by any FUD. I don't think we're shaken by any sell-offs at this point. Come on, we're troopers, especially if you've stuck it out this long. So if you haven't got subscribed to the channel, definitely do it right now. We do this every single day, and hit the bell notification so you can get updated as soon as I put out the videos. That's it for me today, guys. You freaking rock. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.